This tiny shaker is the most misunderstood tool in your kitchen. You think its job is making food salty. That's like saying a piano's job is making noise. Today, what salt actually does, and the timing mistake, that means most people get almost none of the benefit. Coming up, the things salt does to your taste buds that nobody talks about, why when you salt matters more than how much, the one moment you can actually season pasta, and a spoon measuring trap that's quietly wrecking recipes in half the kitchens on Earth. Here's salt's real job. Your tongue picks up bitter, sweet, sour, salty umami all at once, all competing. Salt walks up to the mixing desk and pulls the bitter fader down. And with bitterness out of the way, sweetness and umami, which were there the whole time, suddenly come through. Salt doesn't add flavor, it unmutes it. Don't believe it? Run the experiment. A tiny pinch of salt on grapefruit in tonic water in bitter coffee. Every time the bitterness measurably drops, this is one of the oldest results in taste science. The salt isn't making them salty, it's switching the bitter off. And now you know why every dessert recipe demands a pinch of salt, and why salted caramel conquered the world. Chocolate and caramel both carry bitter edges. The salt mutes them, the sweetness blooms, and the dessert tastes more like itself. Skipping the salt in baking isn't a shortcut, it's sabotage. Personal disclosure, my cousin Sal. Salted butter. The family used to whisper about what the salt did to him. Turns out nothing. He's just butter, but more interesting at parties. The salt only ever brought out his best. We're very proud. Next power, salt moves water. Sprinkle salt on cucumber and watch it weep, that's osmosis. Salt physically pulling water out through the cell walls. Sounds like a party trick. It's actually the key to the biggest salt technique of all. It's called dry brining. Salt your meat well ahead hours. Even a day and a slow motion miracle happens. The salt pulls moisture up, dissolves into it, then travels back in, unwinding the muscle protein so they grip their juices during cooking. Season to the middle, juicier when cooked. One ingredient, zero effort, just time. Because here's the thing, nobody tells you salt is slow. It creeps into meat millimeters per hour. Salt a thick steak a minute before cooking and you've seasoned a coat of paint. The middle never hears about it. Thick cut, salted the night before, your future self will taste the difference in the center. Steak fans, this is the science behind the 4 or 5 minute rule from the steak video. Salt right before cooking. Fine, the moisture hasn't escaped yet. Salt 4 or 5+ minutes ahead, better, the moisture's gone back in. Salt in between, you're frying in the puddle. Same molecule, 3 different outcomes, all timing. Quick chef trick while we're here. Salt from a height. Sprinkle from up high and the crystals spread into an even snowfall instead of clumping in one salty crater. That's the whole trick. Chefs aren't showing off. Well, they are, but it also works. Now, pasta. Pasta water is the only moment you can ever season the pasta itself. Dry pasta swells by soaking up the water around it. If that water is salted, the seasoning rides in and lives inside the noodle. Sauce on bland pasta is a jacket on a cold man. Season the water like you mean it. And no salt does not make water boil faster. At kitchen amounts, it shifts the boiling point by a fraction of a degree. Nobody has ever saved dinner time with salt physics. You salt the water for flavor. The myth can retire. How the pros actually deploy it in layers. A little when the onions go in, a little when the liquid goes in. Taste adjust at the end. Salt added early has time to integrate and do its chemistry. One desperate dump at the end just sits on top, shouting. Season as you go, your tongue is the instrument. Then there's finishing salt, big crunchy flakes on top, added at the very last second. This one is about saltiness, deliberately. The flake hits your tongue directly, a tiny crunchy firework of seasoning on each bite. Texture, contrast, sparkle. Don't stir it in. That's the whole point of it. Now the trap. Table salt, kosher salt, flaky salt, chemically identical, physically completely different. Fine table salt packs into a spoon like wet sand. Flakes stack like snowflakes, full of air. Same spoon. The table salt can carry nearly twice the actual salt, which means 1 teaspoon of salt is a booby trap. An American recipe written for kosher salt, made with your table salt, lands almost double salted. This exact substitution quietly ruins dinners every single day. The fix is easy. When following a recipe, start with half, taste, Add, trust your tongue over the teaspoon. Oversalted the soup? You've heard the trick, drop in a potato, it absorbs the salt. Kitchen scientists tested it. The potato absorbs some salty liquid and takes it out when it leaves. That's it. It's not a sponge for salt molecules. It's a very confident vegetable. The real rescues. Diluted more water, stock or unsalted ingredients. Balanced acid pushes back against salt. Exactly the trick from the last video. Or cushion it, fat and cream soften the blow. Boring, honest chemistry. The potato gets a cape it never earned. So, look at the shaker again. Bitterness mixer, juice keeper, inner noodle seasoner, texture firework. That's a lot of jobs for the cheapest thing in your kitchen. You just have to deploy it on time, in layers, and by taste. One last reframe. Stop thinking, does this need salt? And start asking, is everything I already added switched on? Underseasoned food isn't missing an ingredient. It's full of flavor that's still asleep. Salt is the alarm clock. Steak seasoned to the center. Pasta salted from within. Dessert with its bitterness muted. All of it traced back to one tiny shaker and a bit of timing. The cheapest upgrade in cooking was on your table the whole time. The recap. Salt unmutes flavor by turning bitterness down. It moves water and given time. It moves into food. Salt meat early. Salt pasta water properly. Season in layers. Taste as you go. Watch the spoon trap between salt types. And if you overdo it, dilute, acid, fat, no potatoes. And speaking of pasta, before you tip that cloudy pasta water down the drain, don't. That murky liquid is the most valuable thing you're throwing away every week. Restaurants guard it like treasure, and it's the real reason their pasta sauce clings and yours slides. Next video, why your pasta water matters more than your sauce. See you there.